We're now in the historic town of Durham, and I'm happy because I've got my 100% sprouted wheat. It's organic, and I had been craving bread, and I thought I'd find a nice bakery and get some fresh bread. It's not fresh, but it's sprouted, and it's nice. It has this natural sweetness. Well, the directions I was given, I don't know if they helped, if they got me here, but I managed to find my way here. What's great is I once passed by this place on a train, and I thought, what a shame, you know, I really want to stop and see this place. I just heard something about last century, so I'm hoping to get inside and have a look.
Yes, cafe open to 12, yes.
Okay, large bags or cases are permitted in the cathedral, or no large bags or cases. Oh boy, this bag is like massive, because like they don't allow you to have big bags, and she said I can't leave it here, so oh well, I'm not worried. I kind of like want to just get on the road anyways. This is nice. It kind of has like a Robin Hood feeling. I have a feeling it's not the way to where I parked my bike. So I've made it to Nottingham. This place has a bit of a ghetto feel to it, like, you know, with all the ethnic shops like Khyber Pass, and there's a place called Zamzam Sweets I really want to like check out. There's like a bunch of places I want to check out. I'm like looking forward to this. So this is my second day at 83 to 85 Waterloo Crescent, and this here is like, it's kind of like a parkette, or an avenue or something of trees, and these houses, they're really nice. This one's called Holborn House, and it looks like it's like not divided into flats. A lot of these houses are divided into apartments. Like, look at the size of that one. Anyways, a lot of these houses are divided into apartments, and one of them was even made into a homeless shelter. And these houses are really nice, and I love all the trees. However, Scott, who I'm staying with, Scott was someone I was hosting at my house last weekend, and a week later I'm staying at his place, which is kind of funny. But Scott was saying that there's problems, like people are using heroin. There's some prostitution that goes on here. So it's a little rough, but it's nice enough. I have my bike parked in the back. I'm wondering if it's still there. I've also come to the realization that my bike, it's not a good idea that I use my bike for riding on the motorway. In heavy rain, the 125 seems to start chugging. Some people call it like the kangaroo effect. It feels as if you're like running out of petrol, and it's kind of like chugging along just to, I'm not sure if chugging is the right word, but it's like stuttering. You have this like kangaroo effect where the bike becomes a little hoppy, but it seemed to like resolve itself and I was able to keep going. But just the pain of riding on the motorway is pretty intense. I feel like all that vibration and all that wind, it's tough on me. This is the back of the house, and it looks like my bike's still here. Okay, so I just got my hair cut, and what's interesting is I mentioned that I'm from Toronto and that I went to school with Roxana Maleki, and he said yes, he knows Roxana. So you know the music of Roxana, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
I watch it sometimes.
Okay, great. So can you tell me your name again, please?
Shahab.
And there's like maybe 4 or 5 different places to cut your hair.
Yes.
Along here. I was walking past, I thought, this is the place. This is the one. Okay, wonderful. Thank you. And you cut your own hair, is that right?
Yeah, I'll cut my own.
Okay. And can we have a look at the back? Do you mind if I just get a look at the back? Okay, great. Thank you.
You want to make?
So today I'm leaving Nottingham, and we're just on our way to my bike. Scott's taking the recycling out, and that's his what do you call it, hoodie? Or
Yeah, I guess.
yeah, hoodie. That's his hoodie that he printed himself. And I'm well rested, my clothes are dry, and the other thing is yeah, it's supposed to be a dry enough day today, so that'll make it a lot more pleasant. Okay, Scott, thanks again.
Yeah, no good.
I've had a great time. I'm glad we got to spend that time having lunch, and you've been very kind.
You too, as always. So I'll,
Okay.
yeah, I'll see you around.
All right,
Yeah,
take care.
have a safe trip.
Thank you.
Bye.
Totally want to urbex this place. I'm in this town called Buxton, and I'm motorbiking through the Peak District. I thought it was called the Peat District, but it's the Peak District, and I realized there's all these like ups and downs and hills and peaks. And this town, Buxton, it's really beautiful. There was like a long 15 to 20 mile road to get here, which was beautiful and dry and sunny. And this is such a welcome change compared to what I did earlier on that motorway to Nottingham. And in the rain. Like, never again. From now on, it's A roads, back roads, country roads. Like, I'm loving this. I can quite happily spend a month touring around here. Buxton strikes me as a town that has a considerable amount of wealth, and there's like 5 or 6 charity shops here, and I thought, okay, I've just been in every one of them, and I thought, okay, there's going to be some good finds, but no, it was like nothing that appealed to me. But it was nice to get off my bike, and here's just the viaduct I want to get a shot of with the train. Ooh, train hopping. I miss train hopping. I'm going to return to my bike and start making some progress again. Over and out. what I call a castle. Whenever I'm riding my bike and I see a sign for an abbey or a castle, I sometimes just keep going. But this time I thought I'd stop and have a look. I could camp in here tonight. It even feels a bit warmer in there, no kidding. I don't know if it's because the sun's shining on those stones and warming them up a bit, who knows. So this trail is actually part of a walking, cycling path, so I really shouldn't be on it with my motorbike. The castle has these little forts or huts or whatever around it, and this is a quiet town. It's not like Belfast where if you leave your bike unattended where I live for like 10 minutes someone's going to try to steal it. So I think I'll be okay over here, over and out. So it looks like some of the castle buildings are occupied. There's like this part of the castle with lights on in the window, and I actually saw someone in the window. Here's one of the huts. This one here has no roof on it, but I call them huts, but I don't know what they are. And there's the castle, and then there's all these buildings around the castle. This one here has like a notice saying dangerous walls, but there's like more down here which look alright. And then there's like this little tunnel thing over there. But this is a good place for me to stop because I didn't want to be motorbiking in the night and then having to search for a place in the dark. So this is perfect. Well, it's okay, it's not perfect. Like, you know, there's no hot tub. If there's a hot tub, then that would make it perfect. But I take it people do stay here overnight. Maybe they're like groundkeepers, the castle guards, I don't know, something like that, caretakers, whatever, custodians. But I think I was like looking at that hut earlier, but it's in view of those dwellings there. So let's have a look. Well, they're all in view of the houses or buildings with lights on in them over there. So I'm not sure if this is going to work or not. Maybe I'll just explore the grounds and wait till dark and then climb into one of the huts or forts or whatever they are. Someone tell me, what are they? I have no idea. Good morning. My sleeping bag's rated for -7. There's no way that this sleeping bag is for -7 because I was pretty cold. I woke up and put on some long johns and extra layers and I was okay. I fell back asleep. But here is, I missed it. All these crows were like up on the castle, just squawking or making noise, and then they just all sort of like took off at once, and that would have been nice to have captured, but I missed it. So here we go. Here we have the view of the castle from my temporary abode here at Lowther Castle near Penrith. So last night I had contemplated camping at the tiny chapel in Fenwick. But it was still early enough to carry on for a bit, and I thought I'd find something more interesting. I just thought this one would do. So here's where I camped, and I'm using like a tablecloth from a dollar store for a ground sheet. And what are those called? The things that you fire arrows from? I'm not sure, but I went for a walk too last night, and there's some expansive grounds around here. I had to turn back thinking I might wander too far away. So that's where I slept last night. It's not a bad neighborhood. My bike's still here. In Penrith, I was trying to decide should I just, motor all the way back to the ferry and head back home, but I'm glad I chose to make this turn to visit this area. It's not so busy once you get past like the first major attraction.
Tell me now, spell it out. Are you waiting for that one? Love to lift your life about. Well, it won't be. Tell you now, won't be. Hard times have been mine. I tried to keep them far from you. Did the best that I could do, but it won't be. Don't you know it won't be? Won't be, won't be. Don't you know it won't be me? I've done nothing to ever cheat or mistreat you. Give all I knew, give still it won't be. Oh, you know it won't be me. Won't be me. Won't be. Oh, you know it won't be me.
Okay, so I'm at Brockhole. I think it's like what's it called? It's called Brockhole on Windermere. Let me say it again. Brockhole on Windermere, and it's part of the Lake District National Park. It's a World Heritage Site, and they have birds. Okay, but they have like motorboats, they have archery, they have the Beatrix Potter Trail, and what's crazy is the treetop trek that they have is like above the car park. And what's mad is like, so you can like fall to your death and land on a car. Anyways, for World Heritage Site, this place is kind of like, I don't know, it's like, it's alright, it's nice. There's like a forest walk, but they have like, coffee shops, and then they have like lots of fun and games and signage that's just like collapsing. But I'll show you where I was thinking about camping. Okay, there was a sign saying that the car park closes at like 7 and reopens at 8, and that there's a gate that will be locked. But I have a feeling that no one comes to like lock the gate. And you have to pay for parking, which is a drag. So I parked my bike here. I've got it like locked up to this bicycle car park, and then there's my tank bag and helmet, which I don't want to carry, so that's like locked to my handlebar. So behind me there's this tent, and I thought, hey, I don't need to use my tent, I can just camp in here. Like, look at this one, and it's like very accessible. There's like plenty of space. I'm running low on battery. So there's the tent, and I was thinking of camping, but I found something better. here is like a ferry pickup departure point. It is closed. And then I thought, okay, I can just like camp underneath this overhang. But then I thought, no, there might be something better. Okay, so it wasn't extreme sports, but like, you know, sports. This overhang will do. But then I thought, yes, I like the view of the mountains, I like the view of the lake. But then I saw like, I don't know what you call this, a pier or a dock. I'm not sure. I think it's a pier. But anyways, underneath the pier is like a nice soft ground, sheltered, and it's kind of like camping under the bridge. I'm going to set up camp here, and then I'm going to go for a walk. Okay, so I've got my camp set up. Now I'm just concerned about cameras on that pier, and then there's a boater out there too, and I don't know if he spotted me and is going to like report me to like the Navy. Good morning. I started off sleeping over by the ferry launch or whatever it is, jetty, but it was a bit noisy, it got a bit windy, and then I moved into here. They have some nice clean toilets. They're like Cumbria loos. These are some of the nicest porta cabins I've ever seen, or portaloos I've ever seen. Okay, so this is funny, they have this thing called like treetop nets, and that's it in the background there. It's just this like giant trampoline that's suspended up in the trees, but it's not like a trampoline, but I suppose it's kind of bouncy, and it's like a net, and they're made by hand, and so 1,500 square meters of harness-free aerial adventure. If you're 3 to 4, it's 13 pounds, and if you're 5 to 105, it's 20. And guide dogs are allowed. Like, I think that's quite amusing that you can bring your guide dog up there. I'd love to see that. And there we have it. There's all my gear. That's funny, I'm using a delivery bag. And this here would have been ideally the best spot to camp. Not too far away from Stranraer. We'll be boarding the ferry in an hour or so.
There I was,
Glad the sun is
completely
shining.
wasting, had a working down. All inside, it's so frustrating as I drift from